Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another day of Be Agile Scrum. We have entered in week two. Uh, let's begin. But before we begin, let me quickly ask anyone here for the first time. It's your day one. You are attending live for the first time with me. One, two, three, check. Anyone? No. I'll take the silence as a no. So, as we regularly begin with a quick reminder of a code of honor, that's the guideline. Let me quickly share my screen. And I assume that I am audible to all of you. Yeah, I checked while ago that yes, I was audible. So
Yes,
let
yes.
me,
Yes,
yeah,
sure.
yeah, thank you. Thank you for quick confirmation. Here is the quick reminder. This is the code of honor, the quick guidelines, a deal between you and me where it says that, you being the future agilist or agile practitioner, always remember to, you know, show up live in all the ceremonies uh, that you will be performing or heading or organizing in your project. Show up there live uh, in a way that you be on time, remain punctual, and remain highly committed. For many, it won't be possible if it is not practice. Uh, to bring it in practice, you can consider this training itself as a project and continue to practice. And why? Because it is also said that how you do anything is how you do everything. And eventually, you inculcate this as a habit, as a practice, and it will be quite easy for you to once you get placed to showcase over there. The second one that says that by any way you choose to learn, that makes you a student. We don't want you to be the student. We want you to be the full stack student who does all the assignment, does all the assignment, do self research and repeat what they learn. For that, I'll share the recording with you. And third, um, while you do so, it is quite easy to, hit the success when you complete um, what you start, and you can take the full responsibility of that. But when you don't, you will land up towards the failure. Kindly take the full responsibility of that as well. Why? Because when you own it, acknowledge it, it is quite easy to go and correct back it. So it's not so easy to take the full responsibility of this. So kindly take the full responsibility, because when you take the responsibility, you may go back and correct it, and then you will realize that failure was not a failure. It became trail to the success. So kindly remember to take the full responsibility of be it success or failure. And to do so, to take such responsibility, you must have a strong mindset. The very first one inside it, inspired from the Kaizen framework of a lean management system that encourages you to have a continuous improvement, and thereby you become a more learning minded you will become. You will grow as a positive minded. More positive minded you will grow. You will find yourself going more complaint free in a way that you can perform in a very stringent timeline and still deliver the project with the lack of resources. If you can do that and repeatedly, you will be able to do that. You will find yourself growing in more gratitude that leads to the higher productivity. But to do so, to inculcate such mindset, there is something to which we call it, or I call it, to start your day with increased level of receptivity. And for that, we have something, 30 days challenge. I have spoken about it in the previous recordings as well. uh, Refer to that and know why you needed to uh, you know participate in a 30 days challenge. 30 days of 30 days challenge. uh, okay, this is not a mandate. This is something, uh, recommendation, because my other students do, they have seen the result of it. This is something, a result producing audio. If you can continuously listen to it for another 30 days, trust me, the kind of outcome it will produce for you, um, uh, on continuous basis, you will be amazed to see. And I want such outcome for each one of you. And that's the reason this becomes the recommendation. For that, you need to just message me that you want to participate in 30 days challenge, and link will be shared with you. Again, one thing you can remember, this is recommendation, not the mandate. Okay. The second one, because we are going to take a deep dive into deep learning, let's follow through the golden quadrant of learning. I have gone through few assignments that you have shared with me. Unsaid assignment, very good. Well done. So next time what you can do is that in golden quadrant of learning, three steps come in. Okay. Third step, sorry, four steps come in, and third step you need to show up and then explain that. Okay. That makes more authentic. Although I'm very much happy the way you are producing the summary of it. It is really good. But when you will include the third step, that becomes more and more authentic. So how will you include? You are doing the third step, but you have to also flaunt on the camera. Okay. So how we can do that? So let's go ahead and take a deep dive first into these four steps. The very first one is declaration with the anchor that we are going to do. Anchor, is the self hi-fi. Like I will count 1, 2, 3 and clap. You are going to model it back. And then I'll declare the very first statement selected on the screen, uh, and read it. And then after me, you are going to read it. And the similar thing I will repeat for the second statement below it. And then we will take a deep dive into deep learning. Okay. And post that after 24 hours, I request you that you go ahead and draw from your memory whatever you could remember from the technical session on a piece of paper. So you can draw in this way if you want to, or you can draw any which way using pen and paper, and then you summarize it. So in the summary, I'm receiving your videos, and when I'm receiving that videos, I would recommend you to show that your notes, that is the third step, on the camera, and then tell I'm explaining this. So that will bring more authenticity and more direction to your explanation. That's the reason. And that will sound more professional. Although whatever you are sharing just now, being very first day, I'm very much happy with your effort. So kudos to you. So let's get started with the very first step in the golden quadrant of learning. So I hope all of you can see the selected statement on my screen. Just unmute and say yes if you can see that.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So
Yes.
let's do it with me. So 1, 2, 3 and clap and repeat. I'm a quick learner.
I'm
I'm
a
a
quick
quick
I'm
learner.
quickly
learner.
learn
What others can learn and master,
What
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 other
others
others
can
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 learn
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 and
and
master,
master.
I too can do that.
I too
I
can
I
too
do
can
can
do
that.
that.
do that.
One more time with the new statement. 1, 2, 3 and clap and repeat. Because I'm an awesome learner,
Because I'm
Because
an
Because
I'm
awesome
an
I'm an
awesome
learner.
awesome
learner,
learner.
today's learning is going to be
Today's
today's
learning is
Today's
going
learning
to
is
learning
be
is
going to
going to
be
be
super duper easy to
super
me.
duper easy to me.
super duper easy
super
to me.
easy to me.
Yes, it is going to be because you said so, and few of you could not do this with me. Uh, could be only one reason that you felt awkward. And in case you felt awkward, remember to follow the sixth code of honor. There are chances why you feel awkward while doing these, because you are coming from the very vast experiences or something which might not align with your mindset. Remember on this path, when even if you are coming with the vast experiences or not, remember to be the giver while you are learning, unlearning, or relearning. Okay. Why? Because when you be the giver, you need to keeping ego away on the path of learning makes you more spiritually grounded on the path of growth. Spiritually grounded means your happiness level increases, and happiness is today's new productivity, and this is the demand of the corporate today. And you are here not just for the learning but also to get place to earn more. And it is said that when you want more of, you must start giving away the portion of. And that's the reason, if you are already earning, you are requested so to give away the portion of a few percentage, say 5 to 10%, into charity. In case you are not earning, can you have at least an intention that whenever you will start earning, you will start giving away 5% or 10% of your earning on regular basis? Why? because when you give, you grow. When you receive, you may survive. And just don't give away for the sake of the growth, but also to inspire others. Where you can give away, you can give away in any causes wherever you believe in. That could be feeding hungry children, or donating into old age home, or helping for orphanages, or or donating into any churches, mosque, gurudwara, or temple. And while you do so, you continue to appreciate what you do, what others do for you. And in case even don't you see the result of the give back, continue to do so, because this is the universal law that says that what what you appreciate appreciates you back. So this is the sixth code of honor. We are going to abide by this. And when we are going to connect, we are going to connect with on every Sunday for technical session at 10 p.m. Monday, another technical session at 10 p.m. EST, and Tuesday you must attend our RRP session, that is reference ready resume preparation for your enhanced visibility that strengthens the credibility in front of the RRP team, who enhances and strengthens your marketability for your placement. Wednesday, you can do the assignment by spending couple of minutes, say maximum 15 minutes, and do it yourself. This assignment from the learning of the Sunday, be it said or unsaid. Okay. Yesterday, I gave you one assignment that will come under said assignment, and the summary which you are providing, that will anyway by default in every session has to be there as an unsaid assignment. Thursday, you need to repeat. Yes, you heard it right. You need to repeat RRP session even if you have attended earlier on Tuesdays. And more you are visible in the RRP session, it strengthens your, continue to strengthen your visibility, credibility, and marketability. It means that you are there every single time because you need to get placed. That's the reason you are showing up all the time. In case you start, disappearing from these session, out of sight, out of mind. Okay, so that's the reason I want you to be more up visible and more present into the RRP sessions, because from there you get placed for sure. And Friday you can do the assignment from the learning of the Monday, and Saturday you can choose to relax or have a breather day, or in case you want to do your own research work, you can do prepare any question to ask the answer, or to get the answer on next technical session, that is on Sunday, or repeat whatever you have learned from the recording, because by now you have all the recordings with you. And this is how we are going to remain connected. Is it clear, the code of honor and the days with you? Everyone say yes if you are very much clear
Yes.
with this and ready to
Yes.
Yes.
abide by.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so
Yes.
much for quick
Yes.
confirmation. Just because, thank you so much for your confirmation. Just because you asked for this, I'm going to share this with you, about the assignment which I gave you. So what I did, I'm going to share my screen one more time. Yeah, I told you yesterday, pick any tool listed over here. These are the project management tool. These are the agile tool where you can practice agile. What and after giving you, I also asked you if you have any question, ask me then and there. But you could not ask. So, but still, I'm repeating over here that what you need to do is that just go ahead, start exploring these any one of the tool. Choose any one tool, and when you will, and this will be assignment for you, prepare one explanatory video, not more than 90 seconds, where you will be telling what is the purpose of these two. Okay, just explain that, and do your own research, explore by your own self and get to know what it does, what is the purpose of it. So I want you to start your own research on any one of the tool that you are going to choose. There are few more tools which is not listed over here, and in case you happen to know about them, go ahead, prepare some explanatory video related to that as well. Okay, so it could be Azure DevOps and all. So if you know the service now, for practicing agility, so if you can do that, create it. And if you don't know, explore it and then create it. Is it clear now? The exercise is clear. Any
Yes.
question further?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So I believe everyone, and who had asked this question for me
I
initially?
asked Sonia.
Okay, Sonia, so you are clear as well, right?
Yeah. Thank you.
Ah. You're welcome. So let's continue further. And today we will start with learning from Agile and Scrum. Okay. I want three different people so that we will get to know what is the difference between it. So, what I want three different people to start reading these bullet points. Go ahead and start reading, please.
The key difference between Agile and Scrum is that while Agile is a project management philosophy which utilizes a core set of values or principles, Scrum is a specific Agile methodology that is used to facilitate a project.
Yeah, thank you so much for reading this out. So, Agile, you can say this that Scrum is the part of Agile. Okay, inside Agile methodology, this Scrum will be used. Scrum will follow all the philosophy of Agile, all the core values of and principle of Agile inside Scrum, and Scrum is a framework that will be supported by Agile methodology to facilitate the project. So you can also consider this being a subset of Agile, okay? Because there will be multiple framework I told you initially, and Scrum is one of them, part of Agile. I want someone to read the second one for me, please.
Agile is a continuous iteration of the development and testing in the software development process, whereas Scrum is an agile process to focus on delivering the business value in the shortest time.
Okay, thank you so much for reading this. So now you know that Agile is some practices which will be iterative for developing a software as well as testing for it, and so that you can follow those processes under Scrum. So in fact, Scrum itself becomes the process and part of Agile, and the whole idea behind Scrum is to add the business value. Okay, so Scrum as a framework, as a process, as a part of Agile will be used uh, for every shorter span of time, okay, to continue to add the business value. So this is what the meaning behind the second bullet point. Now let's explore with the third bullet. New person, kindly read this.
Scrum is a framework utilizing an agile mindset for developing, delivering, and sustaining complex products with an initial emphasis on software development, although it has been used in other fields including research, sales, marketing, and advanced technologies.
Thank you so much for reading this out. So now, nowadays, Agile is not just fixed for IT industry. You know, by now this is in utilized in the various industry for research, sales, marketing, and advanced technology. Initially it started with the software development, and the whole idea behind this agile is that as I keep on sharing that Scrum is a framework, okay, that will be supported under Agile, and Agile is an approach, it's a mindset, okay, and the whole idea is that when you utilize Agile, you also add value with that. Okay. So, in a nutshell, as a slide and the summary of the slide, you can only remember that Agile is a mindset, Scrum is the framework of that. Agile is approach, Scrum is subset of that. Agile is towards continuous development and continuous testing of software. Scrum is framework to add value in the shortest period of time. So this is a quick summary under this slide. So now let me come back and tell you more about it. But before, I want further again three different people to read these three different bullet point for me. Please go ahead.
The distinction between Sprint and Scrum is that they are two linked but different terms. Scrum is a framework often used in Agile methodology, and a sprint is part of Scrum's framework structure. Scrum gives meetings, tools, and roles, while Sprint is a defined period for creating a feature.
Okay, now it has elaborated further between Scrum and Sprint. Okay, this bullet point. So sprint is a time duration, Scrum is a framework. When we are talking about Scrum, it does not just come alone as a process. This process involves various meetings. We will be exploring it together, what all those meetings would be. Then tools. I have shared certain set of tools in front of you that you needed to utilize, and the roles who all are involved into that. We will be exploring that. And sprint, as I said, that it is time duration for creating the feature. So how will you create the feature? I'll be talking about that. So you can just understand for now. Again, in a it will be repetition from my end, that there will be large requirement broken down into the smaller pieces, and those smaller pieces will be bundled, featured after the development and testing of it for the usability, and then shared with the customer back for that is called as a feature over here. Okay, I want someone to read the second bullet point for me.
Scrum is a subset of Agile. It is a lightweight process framework for Agile development and the most widely used one.
Yeah. So why we are learning Scrum mostly? Because as you read that this is the most widely used framework under Agile. That's the reason we are learning this. Okay. That's the core ideology. Anyway, when you will be practicing Agile, Scrum has to follow, or it has to be part of it. Not necessarily for the larger period, but of course you will get the essence of it in any software delivery, which is uh, addressing through Agile. Okay. I want someone to read the third bullet point over here, please.
It
It
is
is a
a
particular
particular
set of
set of
practices
it
that
is a
must be
particular
followed.
set of
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, but there you go ahead.
it is a particular set of practices that must be followed in order for a process to be consistent with the framework. Like the Scrum process framework requires the use of development cycles called sprints. The XP framework requires pair programming.
Yeah, yesterday we saw about these framework, pair programming, then XP, and Kanban, as well as Scrum. So always remember, when it comes to approaching towards software development, and always we have followed certain repetitive practices. Okay. And in the Scrum framework, what exactly happened, these repetition to which you can call it as a iteration, will continue to help to those pieces of the or set of the requirements to be developed and tested and delivered towards the client, so that your software, or you say your application, will continue to evolve further. So how do we do that? So to give it one example, when you will look at this, so it is you will focus when over here the on the arrow forming almost a circle. It just did not follow a circle at once. So there was a starting point from where it added some dots, and it continued to add some dots, and then it incremented to reach to a certain you know exhausting point where the circle got completed. So when you see that, you will find in a circle, it's just not a circle, it is the combination of multiple dot, it is a combination of multiple iteration, it is a combination of multiple increment that start at a point, and it reaches back to certain point to form a completion or a circle, to which you can call it as a multiple increment has been delivered on one path. Can you see that this is forming a circle with the multiple dots? Can you see that on this left hand side? Yes.
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 Yeah. So let's continue. So this is one of the proper example. Let me go ahead further in this. Okay. So I want four different people now to read this for me, please.
Lightweight means
that the overhead of the process is kept as small as possible
to maximize the amount of productive time available for getting useful work done.
Yeah. So the whole idea is that first you remember that your application has to be lightweight. That you keep in your mind as a you know business analyst or agilist or even product owner, whoever you are in the scrum team or agile team. Make sure that with this intent you are approaching the development of the application, that it has to be lightweighted always, so that your process will be more simplified and the productivity will be more maximized. So yeah, go ahead by the reading the second bullet point, please.
Yeah. A Scrum process is distinguished from other agile processes by specific concepts and practices divided into the three categories of roles, artifacts, and time boxes. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So this second one is about the process. Okay. So here you see the three categories which brings the scrum together. That is roles. We will be going back to refer into the upcoming slide about these roles. Then artifacts and the documents what you will be using, or how you will be creating those artifacts, we will be exploring. And time boxes means everything has to be done in certain time frame. Okay, what will be those time duration that you are going to explore further with me? So let's explore further on the third bullet point. I want someone to read this. Unmute yourself and kindly read the third bullet point. Go ahead.
Scrum is most often used to manage complex software and product development using iterative and incremental practice. Scrum significantly increases productivity and reduces time to benefits relative to classic waterfall process.
Yeah, thank you so much. So waterfall process, you know that you always start with the requirement gathering and then reach to maintenance and support. So in relative, these all things will be done, okay, but it will be done in in a every step, in every but for shorter period. For that you don't need to wait until the project goes on. You decide the sprint, okay, you decide the duration, shortest time duration. In that you just practice this classic waterfall process, okay, and continue to produce more and more iteration and more and more increments, okay. But with this I want someone to read the last bullet point on the screen, please.
Scrum
Scrum
processes
process.
enable organizations to adjust smoothly to rapidly changing requirements and produce a product that meets evolving business goals. An agile Scrum process benefits the organization by helping it to
Okay, some words are missing, not a problem. So what exactly it meant over here, that under agile you are practicing scrum. So not only scrum is here to add the business value but also help you to achieve the business goal. And when you are heading towards the enablement is the word, enablement of any software or any application with continuous development or continuous testing, you are always integrating multiple components together, utilizing the scrum processes. But remember, at the same time, the requirement can be changing rapidly, and that as a business analyst or agile business analyst, you need to remember that those changes you need to either identify or you need to suggest, okay. Why? Because you will only grow when you can identify these changes as a part of those agile business analyst, okay. Then only you can help to those organization to reach to the business goal, because the market is changes, because the technology is changing and things are advancing, and you can identify their own potential by introducing the changes or accepting the changes from the client. So this is a quick summary from difference and how this helps to aid to the software development progress when it comes to agile and scrum. So if I need to tell you how the scrum framework may look like, then let me quickly share uh, share with you this model. So now, what exactly it is? Now, listen very closely. We will be repeating all these ceremonies. Okay. So what all are the ceremonies? I'll be pointing them out. But first, you understand when requirement. Okay, when requirement is broken down into the multiple slices or multiple features, it gets stacked and it gets prioritized. Okay, so how I can give you example? Can someone tell me, if you are understanding a requirement, large requirement? Tell me a large requirement. Who can tell me a large requirement in software industry? Or just think of any industry and tell me the requirement of that. You are a client for me and you want to digitize something. You
To
do
make
certain.
an
Yeah, go
Construction.
ahead.
To have your product catalog.
make an app.
Okay. Make an app, to have a
Create
product
a web
catalog,
page.
Website.
construction, web
Make
page,
different
website,
pricing calculators.
pricing calculator. There are multiple requirement has come up. Now, whatever you have said, okay, these can be the part of a bigger requirement. Okay, these are the modules I can consider. Okay, now let me think of a larger requirement that you use it in a day-to-day activity. Okay, and what can be do you transact with money daily? Almost.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. So either you receive money or give money, right?
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay. And for this money, sometime you visit banks as well, or you do online banking as well, or you do mobile banking as well, right?
Yes, yes,
Yes.
Yes.
And when you do mobile banking or online banking, so using the banking system, you do online fund transfer and or receive check your balance as well, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
So checking balance is element. Fund transfer is one element. So there is some threshold amount, and for that you do the do use various feature of the online banking to complete the certain fund transfer. So for some threshold amount, you do one type of fund transfer. For when the amount increases up to certain limit threshold, you do different type of fund transfer. Can you tell me what are those type of fund transfer you know about?
Online money transfer and wire transfer.
Mm-hmm.
NEFT.
NEFT. What else? Yeah,
remit,
EFT,
RTGS.
RTGS, NEFT. What else if you know?
remit transfer.
Remit transfer. Okay, what are there inside it? Okay. So just to add more, so you do, remit transfer, wire transfer, or simply you call it a fund transfer, and you utilize sometime NEFT, RTGS, a fewer ACH transfer, fewer ACS transfer, fewer NACH transfer. So these are the type of transfer. Now, alone inside the fund transfer, these are the many of the requirements. Just give me a moment. I'll be back. Yeah. So what I was telling, considering fund transfer is itself as a project, it can be divided for the mobile banking into these different type of transfer. So one can be targeted, let's further enable inside mobile banking the fund transfer. So fund transfer itself, if you consider as a project, what all can it be stacked? There will be mobile banking. So you will have some epics or say backlog items. So because I'm breaking it down further, when I'm breaking it down, I can say that develop NEFT on mobile banking, develop NEFT for online banking, that you can say that for website banking. Then develop NEFT for app banking, that there will be certain application using that you will be doing it. Then all these three elements you will be doing for RTGS, all these three elements you will be doing for ECS, all these three elements you will be doing for SEH, all these three elements you will be doing for NSEH. So am I coming up with the more features under under am I coming with more sub features for one feature? Am I expanding it accordingly? Are you getting that?
Yes.
How
Yes.
one requirement evolved further into almost 21 sub features. Okay. Now I will talk to client and will decide, boss, tell me which is the highest priority. He may say that, okay, so let's not go ahead immediately for the RTGS or ECS or ACH or NSCH. Minimum enable me for a mobile banking, or let's say for app banking, I will choose, he will decide, and give me NEFTs. So either so let's start with the mobile banking and give me NEFT to be done, okay, on mobile banking under fund transfer. So that will be my the first priority, okay, and that will be on the top of the stack. So there are now 21 features, and these sub features will be called as product backlog. Now, this I gave you inside one module of the banking system. Okay. And I can consider itself as a small project. Okay. However, you can grow further and you can think at a, as on an enterprise level for banking, and you can have multiple such sub features like balance inquiry, adding customers, then fund transfer, then mortgages, loan, card application. Inside the loan there will be further feature: business loan, home loan, car loan, vehicle loan, whatever. So everything will come under those as a sub feature. You are breaking down as smallest as possible so that it will be simplified further. So all those visible, consumable, smaller feature will build a stack, and that stack will be called as product backlog. Are you with me so far, everyone? Before I could answer Sonia and Sobal's answer question, let me ask others. Everyone with me so far understood the stack, which will be called as product backlog? Yeah?
Yes.
Can you
Yes.
please
Yes.
repeat?
Okay. I just said that one example which I gave, that is the banking software of the fund transfer itself had the multiple features. Okay. So it had now when I was developing these sub features under the fund transfer, I was doing mobile banking, application banking, and uh, okay, mobile banking, application banking, and that is app banking, and this website banking. Okay. So online banking will be the website banking, mobile banking is the mobile website banking, and app banking will be application banking, the app which will be used. With me so far? Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Now I will associate NEFT under fund transfer. Now I will associate ACH under fund transfer, NACHA under fund transfer, and ECS under fund transfer. So how many type of fund transfer? Almost four types. Let's include the ECH, ECS, ACH, NSCHA, NEFT, and then RTGS, five types of fund transfer. So now for mobile banking fund transfer, I will come up with the five sub features. The same for the online banking, I will come with another five sub feature. And the same for website banking, I come up with the another five features. So I will list all of them down. Okay. in a consumable manner. So what I said, consider fund transfer itself as a project, and you are breaking it down further in a stack, in a prioritized manner, what exactly customer wants, and that becomes the product backlog. That will be called as a product backlog. Now this is the example when you consider one module. Okay. However, when you will consider the banking itself as a bigger enterprise level of the requirement, that will come up with the various stacks. Those stacks could be bank, a new fresh bank is coming to you. You are a software developer, and that bank is coming. Say, for example, the name of the bank is the Guru N Bank. Okay. Uh, as the part of Guru School, and they want to evolve their banking system. They come to you, consider your name, you are my client, and I tell you, develop a banking system for me, and you are asking what exactly you want. So I'll say I have the set of the ready customer. I want to add them first. So enable those things. So add customer will be the one feature. The another feature will be cash deposit, cash withdrawal, and then balance inquiry, then fund transfer, then a loan inquiry, and inside loan there will be the multiple sub features, and likewise it is getting stacked, and only on the top there will be the most highly required functionality or feature will be there, which is still undeveloped, but I have the guideline what I need to take from this stack. Did you understand when you asked me to repeat?
Yes, understood.
Okay, I will be going more in a simplified manner. Before I go further, let me address some question. Yes, Sonia, go ahead, ask your question.
Yeah, Gaurav, I can understand what is NEFT and enterprise label. What are these terms?
Okay, NEFT is the one type of the fund transfer in banking. It is called as, the full form is the National Electronic Fund Transfer. Okay, so that is the abbreviation of NEFT. This is one type of fund transfer. It comes with the certain limit. So how fund transfers and all take place, as of now, you don't need to know, but definitely I'm going to explain it towards the 4th week. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other question, Sonia, for you?
And what is enterprise label?
So when I'm talking about enterprise level, I'm talking about, see, I gave you one smaller example first for under the fund transfer. Okay. But fund transfer is the only one utility in the banking system? No. Banking is a large process, right? So it comes with the various features. It needs to add customer, it needs to enable customer to transfer the funds, it wants and it wants to enable their customer to cash withdraw some cash and deposit some cash and apply for the loan and all. It comes with the n number of the banking features. And do you understand till now, Sonia? N number of the banking feature when I say,
I got it.
and those n number of banking features will be considered as enterprise level that one software development company is taking as a project. So it becomes the enterprise level. It is the biggest one where government sectors are also impacted. With me so far, Sonia?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, awesome.
Thank you.
So, yeah. Now let's go ahead and address Olu's question. Yeah, Olu, what the question you have?
Yeah, I just want to ask, how do you prioritize the product backlog?
Okay, that's good question. So what exactly happens? Say, for example, you are a customer and I'm the customer and I come to you that, okay, I'm the bank, Guru N Bank, say, for example. And I tell you, Olu, I want you to develop these entire features for me. Now, what the question you should go? In one day, you can't give me. Right now you want to follow the Scrum process, and Scrum process say that in every sprint you will give me certain thing. You will go ahead and give any certain thing as per your will or as per my will.
As per the customer's will.
Yeah, if I'm the customer, as per my will.
Yes.
Okay. And if you want to give it to me as per my wish, then how will you get to know what is my first wish?
I will ask you questions.
You will ask me question, and then you will define what?
What is most important to you?
Yeah, and what is most important to me when you are categorizing that, that will be called as the
Um,
answer to your question.
okay, okay. So that will be the
Priority.
priority. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is how you do prioritize.
Okay.
Get to know from your customer what is
Mm.
his highest priority will become your highest priority development work. And in case you see and sense somehow that for customer there should be some different priority work, you can definitely recommend that. Maybe your
Okay.
customer is not wise enough to
Okay.
understand your approach. So
Okay.
definitely you can educate. Yeah,
Okay. All right. Thank you.
you're welcome. Sobal, what's your question, sir?
Yes, I want to ask, will the customer bring changes to the product backlog on a regular basis?
Yeah, she may bring that.
Okay, and so that the product backlog will keep on changing drastically on a regular basis, depending on the
Yeah,
customer requirement. Okay.
yeah, depending on customer requirement, it will continue to fluctuate. It will continue to change. This will be changed. But
So,
if it, yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
So if it is changing, it does not mean that your development work is changing. Okay. We have not started. We are just arranging the product backlog. We have not started producing the result or producing the software yet. So we are just talking about the product backlog. Yeah, it will continue to change. What
So,
was your further?
as a result, the prioritization of the task will keep on changing also, right?
Yeah, in every sprint, it will change.
Okay.
So when it is changing, it will be called as product backlog refinement. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
The changing process. So now to more simplify it, so well, your question is answered, right? Thank you for lowering hand. So imagine, now this is my favorite example. It will take another few minutes and then I will hand over for some value explanation under Scrum in the next slide to Prerna. But let me before that explain this. Imagine there are 3-4 team member in one family. This 3-4 team member includes a kid. Okay, that's your customer. Okay, and grandparents, that could be your scrum master, as well as the team member. One grandfather can be the scrum master, a grandmother could be the business analyst, and mother could be the another team member like developer or so, and father can be the product owner over here. Okay, kid is customer. Imagine father has brought, based on kid's request, a big large loaf of the bread having um, you know um, having multiple tutti frutti visible on it. You understand? Bread of loaf and tutti frutti and all. Yeah,
Yes.
various cherries on it. You understand this? Okay.
Yep.
Now this loaf cannot be consumed by the client, by the kid. So what do you do? And every single day, uh, that considering every single day as a sprint, you need to deliver certain slice. So what do? You slice them in a consumable bites. Okay. Now, how you want your customer, that is your kid, to consume those slices? You ask, okay, minimum what you want every single day. How in the breakfast it says that okay, I will be able to eat the slices with the most tutti frutti and colorful tutti frutti in it. Okay, and I can go ahead with the 3 slices. Okay, what do? You, even if you have sliced all the entire bread loaf, you will shuffle it them. Okay, and you will bring the most attractive slice on the top. And what do? You discuss with the mother and the grandfather, who is the scrum master, who will organize this meeting, to which they will call it as a sprint backlog meeting, or say sprint planning meeting. So in planning meeting, the entire team decide what to be given to the customer, which slice will go to the customer first, that is to kids. Okay, when you decide, now those slices, for say for example this there are the 7 slices for 2 days, and you decide in the sprint planning meeting that what will be the 2 days of the output, what all the slices look good, so that can be delivered on every single day. Now every single day you are adding some butters, adding more jams, and still tutti frutti is visible. You inspect and tell to the entire team without having the customer, that is the kid, discuss with the grandparents as well as the mother in your presence. Okay, this is the slice I am going to hand over to kid. In the morning, it is sometime it is baked up or something. You decide how to make it more fancy looking and more attractive and more consumable. So once it is ready, then you hold a meeting to which you call it as a retrospective meeting with the client and say that, okay, take your kid's name, I'll be bringing this for the breakfast tomorrow. Will you be okay with that? He likes the photograph or whatever, or how you present that, he likes that. This meeting will be called as retrospective. Now if the kid give a go into the retrospective, what you do in the morning in the breakfast table, you increment it in the plate. You just serve the consumable slices which customer or the kid may like. He consumes it. Okay, so excuse me, the one which I called is the retrospective will is actually review meeting. Okay, when your customers look at it, that how does it look like. Okay, so it is not retrospective. It is when you demonstrate, when you showcase what you are going to present before even if you could present, that will be called as a review. And as the name suggests, it is a review before the view. Okay, and you place into the child's plate and child's consume. Your first sprint is done, you are delighted. Now if the kid is placing and doing some tantrums, okay, you will learn out of that and see that what how in a better manner you can serve the another few slices. In the next sprint you will pull some more slices, try to make it more fancy, and you will discuss again in the next sprint. So but how will you take the learning from the tantrums or the discussion while the child was consuming those slices? By talking to him. Okay, or when you were delivered, you took the note what all the tantrums were there, and you discuss internally without the kid, entire team member. You can just exclude the father, but mother, grandmother, grandfather, everyone was involved. Some elder siblings you can involve in that meeting and say what the learning we had, how we can serve in a better manner, in a more persuasive manner, so that it may have more nutrition and still it can go to the kid in a very acceptable manner, and he or she can consume it. So this entire process is a framework. So just aligning it back, what exactly happened? The first few highest priority items will be discussed before development. That meeting will be called as sprint planning. And when you understand who will do what, who will do what kind of work, who will place in the a plate, who will add some butter and all, everyone define their own responsibility, and the time duration is allotted for how long you will be working on which sub features. That will be called, that will be discussed in this meeting, will be called as sprint planning meeting. And the outcome will be called as sprint backlog meeting. Now for the decided time duration, a daily discussion will happen, that what did you do yesterday and what you are going to do today. Are you facing any problem while developing that? These three things you discuss. That discussion, when you do, that meeting will be, or ceremony will be called as daily scrum. One fine day you realize that everything which was the outcome is now ready and ready to be placed as a software module, to the customer. You invite customer in a sprint review meeting and you demo it out. You take them, have a review. If customer is satisfied, he or she gives a go. And while he gives the go, then you increment it, means you place it to the customer location or customer accepts it. But when customer accept it and you go with the more some few highest prioritized activity to pick for the next sprint, but before that you hold one learning meeting, or say that you call it as a retrospective meeting, where you which is made of two words, retro and spect, means you respect, you spect one more time on the past. What did you learn out of it? What you could have done more corrective manner? What actually you did in a corrective manner? You will continue to do that. So this will just not be the theory that become the action item. By the way, are you learning something out of it? Are you understanding whatever I'm bringing in front of you? Everyone with me so far?
Yes.
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 Were you able to align with the braid loaf example and then the software example? Were
Yeah,
you
yeah.
able to connect and relate?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was clear understanding.
Yeah. Any questions so far? Understanding the how product backlog goes and then how it moves further towards the next sprint.
Can you just tell me what is sprint backlog again?
Okay. So you understood product backlog?
Yes, I did.
You understand in sprint planning what happens?
Yes.
What happens, Neetu, in the sprint planning?
So in sprint planning, as per your example, we decide that which slice will go first to the
Hmm.
customer.
Right. So you know that which has to be gone first, but it has to be modified, right? It has to be
Okay.
evolved. It
Okay.
has to be evolved so that customer accepts it to
Yeah.
consume. Yeah. So when you decide who will do buttering, who will do jamming, and who will still let the tutti fruities become more appear, okay,
Yeah.
more appear appealing. So
Mm.
everyone will take their responsibility, and how long they will take to beautify those feature, okay, that also get decided.
Okay.
So such decision now is, that most important uh, uh, priority, most highest priority stack or slice was the slice with the most highest tutti frutti. Now you are adding some value to it, okay, you are adding enabling it to be more consumable, and that comes with who will do what, how long they will take it, okay, that you decide, and that all those decisions will become the sprint backlog. Everyone is assigned their task, everyone is assigned their what's, everyone will be assigned with their house.
Okay.
Okay,
Got it.
so that becomes the sprint backlog. Got it?
Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, welcome. Any other question, guys? I have just explained this entire feature. I know that two things came together. One, in a very simplified manner, I brought this, loaf example and tutti frutti slices example, and I
Hey, hi,
connected.
Gaurav. Sorry
Yeah,
for interrupting. Let me know when to continue.
yeah. Just after this, you can continue.
Sure.
Yeah, Richie, you have any question? Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to understand about increment a little brief.
Yeah. Okay. So imagine when you sliced the bread loaf and 101 slices came up. Okay. And
Okay.
not every slice will be having more tutti frutti. Customer, the kid says that the most highest tutti frutti will be consumed by him first. Okay. And what do? Uh, you do the entire process. One day breakfast gets over. Okay. Now the entire process will get repeated for the next day. Okay, and the sprint duration will be 1 day over here, and when you repeat the entire process, it will and customer, your kid is consuming that you can refer to as a increment every single day. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so this every single day consumption will be called as um increment. But what if when it comes to software and you decide that a sprint can be of 15 days? Okay, so after 15 days, it will be called as increment. It is incrementing all the time. With me so far, Richard? Yeah, got it?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Yeah, Jolly, your question, please.
Yeah, Gaurav, so the Scrum Master comes, so the Scrum Master comes in the scene where is it like the
Okay, so
product
you remember,
backlog sprint or
okay, you remember in the example who was the
yeah,
Scrum Master grandfather,
yeah,
right?
grandfather, yeah.
Now, grandfather organizes all the meeting. Okay, grandfather will make sure this meeting gets held. Grandfather will make sure whatever was required to be discussed that gets discussed. Grandfather make sure that whatever you are taking up for the discussion in the sprint planning meeting, it is actually of the highest priority. Grandfather will make sure that the plates are there, means every single things that is required to serve for the client. Grandfather will make sure that is available. Grandfather will make sure everyone turns up that for the meeting, that is the son or say father, and then mother, and then grandmother, everyone, and even the siblings if at all required. Okay,
That
so
is
every
the sprint planning. That's where the Scrum Master is. So the product backlog will be from
and so
uh,
product on the product backlog, the scrum master does not have to be there.
right. Yeah.
Scrum master will ensure that all the scrum practices get followed.
So that means
And
the
what,
second step he is gonna jump into, that's the sprint planning.
yeah, in the sprint planning, in fact, in the sprint retrospective, in the sprint review meeting, in daily
Yeah.
scrum, every single where the scrum master is required, because he is the person who will be organizing these all meetings.
Okay. And the
Without
product
him,
backlog will be by the BA and
product, yeah, product
project
owner.
manager.
So
Product.
initially product owner, and then it can be further refined with the help of business analyst. Okay,
All right. Thank you so much, Gaurav.
you're welcome. So well, what's the question you have?
So my question is, before you do the daily Scrum ceremony, after the sprint backlog has been assigned and people are able to finish their tasks that they were provided, do they run the sprint one time before they do the daily Scrum ceremony?
What do you mean by run the sprint?
I mean to say, whatever task they did, whatever the product they came together on the product, do they analyze on the product before they do the daily Scrum ceremony? Because daily Scrum ceremony is, I guess you said that it is like giving 10 to 15 minutes on how to develop the product even better further, right?
No, no. So I didn't say any of these things. Daily Scrum is the daily. Yes, now I'm going to say daily for 10 to 15 minutes, you are going to, entire team is going to meet. Product owner is optional in this meeting. And you say over here, you just give a verbal update that what you had done yesterday. Okay. And what you are planning to do it today. Okay. And anything which is stopping you to move ahead. That's only three things. So here you are not executing any part. You are not, and you will be assigned in the sprint planning meeting that what you needed to do. If you are a developer, you will be given, okay, fund transfer, NEFT, you develop this feature, or you say design this feature. Okay. And someone will be given, okay, you give me the flow. How does it NEFT will happen? That will be business analyst. He will be developing some design for it. Then architect, he will be develop the interface which will communicate with the between the bank and the customer, and will be reflective on the UI, develop that interface. Tester, test that NEFT functionality is working fine. So everyone is assigned their own task in the sprint planning meeting, and also the duration they will take. Now they will meeting every single day, and they will be discussing, okay, so did I do my task which was supposed to get over in next 4 days, and as the day one I have done this much portion yesterday, and today I'm trying to complete this much portion. Yep.
Okay.
With me so far? So
Yes.
these all things you will discuss in daily scrum. Anything you do you think that is stopping you to move ahead today, that also you will tell. Got it, Sobal?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So yeah, Richie, you have further question?
No, Gaurav.
Okay, so you can lower your
Thank you.
hand. Thank you so much for understanding, guys. And with this, Prerna, you can take this slide and yeah, continue from here. Scrum values.
Yeah, thank you, Gaurav.
You're
So, yes, first of all, a very important topic, Scrum ceremonies. So, I'll really appreciate if you guys, could rewatch the video and also make some short videos, your videos about 1 to 2 minutes, stating the topics that we have covered. So, yes, now coming back to Scrum values, what all, give me a second. So there are some particular values which we need to follow to ensure that we are implementing Scrum properly. So there are 5 important elements which are anyways applicable for our personal life, routine life, day-to-day life as well. So can I request anyone or 5 different people to read out the 5 points mentioned on the screen, please?
Courage.
Focus.
Okay, next. Okay, thank you.
Commitment.
Mm-hmm.
Respect.
Yes. Openness. Okay. So, first of all, these are all, I would say, really good virtues to have any day. But then when we are working in and it's dynamic environment, I would say quite pressurizing one. So in this scenario, first of all, we should have the courage. Courage means, see, this is all in professional term. Okay. So, it's not on the dramatic term or on the war front life. So, but courage here means that in case you have any challenges, in case you have you see any discrepancies, you should have your, you should voice that out. 1 second, 1 second. Yeah, thank you for waiting. So courage means you should be able to have that gut feeling in you that whenever something is going wrong, or in case you need some guidance, some help, you should speak that out. Or also, if you feel sometimes the customer is kind of, I mean, is pushing us in the sense, there are some customers who would like to have extra features, or who are just pressurizing us for faster delivery and things like that. So in that scenario, it is really a great I would say value to have that, to give them or to tell them politely, but firmly, that okay, this cannot be accommodated or this cannot be developed. So courage in that aspect or that context. uh, Next is focus. Now we all know why focus is important. So we need to be focused in our work, we need to be focused in our deliveries, we need to be focused on what we are doing, because that ultimately saves a lot of time and it gives us the best quality output. Commitment, I don't think I need to explain, but we have to be committed in anything, in our relationships, in our work, in anything we do. If we are committed, the value just tenfold increases. So that's about commitment. Respect, yes. The respect is actually for everyone, right? Okay, it's not only for, because we have a customer you got to respect them. No, as a team member you got to respect each other, as different stakeholders, maybe third party resources you have. So even we have to treat them with proper respect. So that is important. And last but not the least, openness means, when you're working in such a fast paced and pressurized environment, we have to ensure that we are open to each other, we are not hiding any important details, so there is no politically induced environment, like, so it's like it should be as clear as you're working with your best of friends and, in good faith. So I know these are all sounding like moral values, but then these are Scrum values and these are very important. Yeah, if you have any doubts, feel free, but I assume this is my assumption. This is quite easy to understand, but still, in case you want to raise anything, please go ahead. And if no, then I can request Gaurav to go on the next slide, please. Yeah, Gaurav. Okay. So these are the Scrum values we have mentioned. And yeah, can I just request one person to read out the point and the text mentioned below that? Yeah.
Courage.
Scrum
Scrum
team
team
members
members
have
have
courage
courage
to
to
do the
do the
right
right
thing.
thing and work on tough problems.
Yes. So Scrum team members should have courage to do the right thing and work on tough problems. So yes, do the right thing means, as I mentioned, if you have to say no to a customer and that is the appropriate and right thing to do, we got to do that, And also, if you have any challenging situation, any particular problem, so yes, we have to face it with courage. Next point, please.
Focus. Everyone focuses on the work of the sprint and the goals of the Scrum team.
Yes. So basically, whatever we are working on, whatever our sprint goal is, our overall project delivery goal is, we have to be focused on that. Yeah. Next.
Commitment. People personally commit to achieving the goals of the Scrum team.
Yes. So now here, see, it's very interesting. People personally commit to the goals of the Scrum team. Right, Jana. So basically, though it's your professional work, but then personally, as a person, you have to commit to it. That means whatever it takes, the time, the dedication, the commitment, the focus, that all you'll provide and you'll give. Yeah. Next point.
Respect. Scrum team members respect each other to be capable, independent people. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. So yes, respecting each other no matter what, doesn't matter the seniority, or if somebody is new or somebody is not that technically advanced or whatever, doesn't matter what your skill set is. As a team member, you got to respect each other. Last point.
Openness. The Scrum team and its stakeholders agree to be open about all the work and the challenges with performing the work. Thank you.
Absolutely. So yes, you have to be open about what challenges you're facing, what work you're doing, and so basically clear communication. When we say about openness, that means you have to be open and clear and straightforward about the communication that is happening in the work, on the work front or in the project. Yeah. Easy to understand. Yeah. See, I will be honest, nobody would ask you a question like, what are the Scrum values? Okay. I mean, that's a rare scenario. Generally, the questions are more scenario based. But then, as a person, tomorrow, if you join as a Scrum Master or as a BA, or maybe in future as a product owner, you should know on what grounds or on what I would say basis the Scrum works. Okay. So please remember, and I think these are very easy to understand and relate to values, because I think most of us or almost everyone follow them in personal life as well. Yeah. So any doubts, please feel free to ask. Otherwise, we can go to the next slide. Yeah, Gaurav. Okay. Now, all these things we are doing, then it will definitely, result in some benefits, some advantages. So what are these? So there are 4 mentioned on the screen. Can 4 different people read out? And I'll really request other people. I am only listening to quite a few, I think maybe like 3 or 4 voices. And here we are around 20 people, right? Except me and Gaurav. So what about other 16? I mean, guys, are you awake? Are you in your sweet good night sleep? Or, so I'll really appreciate people who have not spoken till now. Please unmute and, read out the points mentioned. Yeah, go ahead.
Increase the quality of deliverables.
Thank you. Next point.
Cope better with change and expect the changes.
Thank you. Next.
Provide better estimates while spending less time creating them.
Perfect. Next.
Be more in control of the project schedule and state.
Thank you so much. Yeah. So first is increase the quality of deliverables. Now this goes without saying that whatever you're delivering, whatever you are giving to the customer as a final output, that has to be of the best quality, of the greatest quality that you could provide. See, simply because that is your ultimate delivery, and you need to ensure that whatever you are making, you're producing, you're creating, you're working on, there should not be any quality, issues in that. So this goes without saying. Second point is, copes better with change and expect the changes. Now, this is actually an universal law that change is the only constant thing. So, see, there can be, there might be, and there are most of the times changing scenarios. When I say changing scenario, that means, see, I'll just take example of some extreme natural calamities, like if there is a flood, there is excessive rainfall, there is maybe earthquake, or there is tornado, or things like that. So in that case, what happens is your daily work routine is disrupted. Okay. So this happens a lot in places like Mumbai during rainy seasons, like flooding like situation, and some of the imagine a bank working and then some of the branches are down, then how do you start working, or how do you manage? Then you actually ensure that your day-to-day activities are working fine. You divert customer to the other branch. Now, this is on actually BCP plan. That's called business continuity plan. But in our scenario, what we do is, if customer comes up with a change, that's a huge change that was not mentioned in the scope, and that is definitely going to affect your timelines and budget. So in this scenario, first of all, there is no decision taken upfront. We have to politely and in a very understanding manner convey to the customer that we cannot make a decision of yes or no right in front. We have to consult to our seniors, that is definitely your scrum master and product owners to start with. So you go back and you discuss the change, you share the details what the customer is asking, and then along with the development team, you have an estimate of how long it will take to develop. So how much the timeline is getting extended, then how much the additional cost will come. Maybe you will require some expertise or some other skill resources, and you might to hire or take them, borrow them from other project, or take them third party company. So it will cost in time, it will cost in money, it will extend the timelines, and so all these things have to be discussed internally, and then come up with a plan that, okay, this is this. If we want to include this thing, which was not earlier mentioned in the scope, then we'll have to pay additional, we'll have to do this, we'll have to have timelines, and then that is conveyed to the customer. And if the customer or client agrees to that, they're okay to pay additional, they're fine to wait, because that's an important thing that they want to have. So see, these way you have to manage a change. Now this is a change when I'm saying about from, I would say, client requirement point of view. There might be a change in the scenario in senior management, or in some internal team members. Some of the team members which are working, they might not continue, or someone has left the company, or someone has left for personal reasons for some time, it's not there. So how do you manage that? So you borrow resources from other project, or you hire someone on immediate basis, so these kind of things keep happening. Every day is not a smooth journey. Sometimes there are challenges. Then how do you manage that challenges? And a Scrum actually allows you to manage these challenges quite well. Okay. So it helps you to cope with the change in a better manner. It gives you some guidelines. Next point is provide better estimates while spending less time creating them. So yes, as we know, we do have Scrum planning meetings, and we have all the ceremonies that Dave has, that Gaurav has just recently explained. So basically, it is a extremely good idea to have a detailed plan and detailed structure and everything. But then the bottom line is, do not spend too much time in planning phase only, because we got to implement, we got to complete that work. So ensure that we are not engaged too much in the planning only, that we start working on the implementation and deliver that as well. Yes. And next point is, be more in control of the project schedule and state. Yeah. So now this is very, very important. See, because Agile is very time bound. It is very dynamic. It's like it has a very shorter delivery window. So we have to be on our toes to complete and to deliver something, that whatever the sprint goal we have. So in a way, this allows you to manage your time in a very I would say good manner, in a very practical and very efficient manner. So ultimately, it even helps us to manage our work on personal grounds well as well. So this is like the extra benefits that you get when you try to implement Agile, because these all are the pointers that we ultimately follow, or we get benefited when you're working in Scrum. Yeah. So any doubts in this?
No.
I mean, I'm considering the silence as a no, but yeah, in case if there is any, please feel free to ask. Yeah, Gaurav, we can go to next slide, please. Now, this is very interesting. We just learned what are the benefits of Scrum, but then or benefits of Agile. Now, let us learn what are the benefits of Agile to individual team members. Individual team members as in individual parties in Agile, okay? So yeah, can someone read out the benefits to customer? Yeah.
More responsive to request, high value features, delivered more quickly with the short cycles.
Yeah, thank you so much. So I don't think so there is anything left to mention here. Definitely faster delivery cycles and faster response to requests. We just mentioned, for in case of change, what is the process, but then that is very much fast paced. You don't take time and ages to develop or to discuss. So everything is quicker, faster, smoother, and high value features. That simply means their deliverables are of very good quality. So yeah, that is also taken care of. And next is, as we follow sprint cycle, as we follow sprint pattern, the smaller time duration helps in faster delivery. So yeah, it is delivered very fast with short cycles. So within short period of time, you're just delivering whatever the customer is asked for, or whatever is your sprint goal is. Yeah. Next point, development team benefits of Agile.
Enjoy development work. Work is valued and used. Reduce non-productive work.
Yes, thank you. So enjoy development work. That development team anyways does, they're so passionate about their development, world. So they are extremely, joyful when they are at their work. That's most of the times. Yes. Next is, work is valued and used. Absolutely. So with development team, their dedication, their contribution is always valued, and it is really appreciated. So that ultimately helps them to feel good about themselves, to further improve themselves, to ensure that they are giving their 100%. Yes. And third point is reduced non-productive work. Okay, so now what would you say? What is a non-productive work? So many a times what happens, there are some additional meetings or extra discussions, or some of the discussions might be on some features which not be even important or included in the final delivery. So there can be excessive brainstorming which is not required. So all these things are actually eliminated, and that's the best thing that can happen to development team, because they really mean work. They are the, I would say, grassroots level people who are actually developing your application or your project, your mobile application or website, or web application, whatever you call it, that your project. So having this hassle free work environment without any additional tasks which are not related to their work really helps them. Yeah. Last but not the least, what are the benefits to Scrum Master? Please read on.
Scrum Master, planning task level tracking in daily meetings, tremendous awareness of project state or status, catching and addressing issues quickly.
Perfect. Now, first of all, their tracking of work becomes very, very, very easy, because everybody has been assigned work and they know what they are working on, and so that way it's very helpful to ensure that who is working on what, and when is the delivery, and when they need to complete and things. Next is tremendous awareness of project state. So yes, because you're working so closely with the team, there are daily scrum meetings, daily interaction on with the team, so you as a scrum master are very much aware of who is working on what is the development state, when it's going to be completed, and are we on track or not. And then last is catching and addressing issues quickly. That's definitely there. As we mentioned, daily meetings help in addressing issue, like the 3 questions what we worked on yesterday, what we are working on today, and in case of any hindrance or issues, please you gotta raise that. So that's the reason, along with the stand-up meetings, team members do approach Scrum Master personally in case they have any doubts, any concerns. So yes, all these things are so important and so helpful, I would say, for a Scrum Master to manage the team and manage the project altogether. So you see, it's not only generic benefits to the team, but every team member, like development team, Scrum Master, stakeholders, everyone has even customer has their own set of benefits. Yeah. So Gaurav, I'd like to check with you. Should we go on, or is it time to take a pause for today? It's almost time.
So I think, yeah, so we can take a pause, and we have
Okay.
only one slide left, but yeah, we will take a pause.
Is it?
Yeah,
Can we go ahead? Can you just check what it is? If it is,
it is this one. That's it.
okay. Then fine, I'll just continue, guys. This is on the similar grounds of the benefits to different parties, like we discussed about customer and development team, and I would say Scrum Master. Can someone read out the vendor point, please? It's on the similar grounds. I won't take more time. I promise. Yeah, vendors.
Focused development on high value features, increased efficiency, reduced wastage, and decreased overhead.
Perfect. So you know what is a vendor? Vendor is any other organization whose employees are coming and working for your project. Okay, so third party vendor we call them. So basically, vendor is also beneficial because they know that what their resources are working on, and their efficiency, their resource efficiency is also it's also increased. So basically, if their resources are working fine, they are getting paid timely and in a better form, like better whatever the contract is. And the last point is there is no wastage and decrease overhead. That simply means the team is performing their best. The team is performing their best, and then there is no I would say additional cost. Yes. The next point, product owner. Yeah. Someone please read out the points of product owner.
Development work
How is it?
aligned with the customer needs, frequent opportunities to reprioritize the work, maximum delivery of the value.
Perfect. So see, development work, development teams deliveries are aligned with what the customer is asking for, what they are looking for. Next is as a scrum, as the product owner manages work well, as the product owner manages the product backlog, he has the authority and he has the responsibility to reprioritize it. So, if there is something that is of lower priority, that can go, at the bottom of the product backlog. If something is of high priority as per customer, then that should be at the top and that should be taken up, early. So those kind of things have to be managed. And last but not the least, maximum delivery of value. So whatever delivery we are giving to the customer as a team, not only as a development team, as a team, Scrum Master, as a BA, that has to be of the highest value or highest quality. Yeah. Last point, PMOs and C-level executives. Yeah.
High visibility of daily project development, adjust strategies based on hard information, plan effectively with less speculations.
Perfect. Now you may ask who are PMOs and C-level executives. So basically your senior management team. So, who are more focused on the vision and mission of the organization to ensure that they are growing, good profits, and the market area is captured, and every future plan is, will be materialized. So for them, how it is beneficial. So they have a very good visibility of the project. So they know what is happening in the project, who is working on what, how are things getting managed, so that is happening. Next is adjust strategies and pay based on hard information. So see, they know how the team is working, what kind of customers are coming, what kind of output agile implementation is giving. We are faster, quicker, better quality. So all this actually helps them to ensure that okay, we can take up new projects, or we can approach another new client with this kind of work. So it actually helps them to ensure to make better policies and better plans for future. And this ultimately leads to less speculation. That means they don't have to rely much on what if and assumption, but they know okay, this is what it takes. For a 6 months project, we can deliver in this many resources, or with this quality, or we could reduce the timeline by adding certain resources, certain automation, or certain other areas. So this entire process is so clean, so open, and so systematic, right? When we follow Scrum, this helps almost everyone. See, it's like from senior management to customer to your internal team, everyone. So product owners, Scrum Master. So everybody is happy. Your vendors are also happy. So this is the way that's implemented, and that's it. I think I've not taken much time, but in case you have any doubts, please feel free to ask. Otherwise, over to you, Gaurav. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, Prerna. Thank you so much, everyone, for learning. And I believe that you did learn. So unmute yourself and confirm me that if you are with me so far and yet learned. Say yes if you did. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you so much for your continued participation and staying awake till now. So what I'm going to do is that the practice of taking up from you, and what I'm going to taking up, of course, the attendance part is going to come. And in this attendance part, I want to get a reconfirmation from you. And what will be that reconfirmation? Do you know the reconfirmation that whether you could get it sinking in your mind, or relate with this or not? So the question will come around like this: what do you feel like saying? And where I'm typing, let me share that with you quickly as a last note here, you might have seen that's coming in the WhatsApp group. So did you see that? Let me show you, in fact. So this is the group. Here you are going to go and just drop in your 1 or 2 liners saying that what do you feel like saying, and then I'm going to review each one of you your responses, take your attendance, and this is how you will be talking. Yeah, we will be connecting back again on the next week Sunday, but before that, do all the tasks, your said assignment, unsaid assignment. I'm more interested to know how do you feel like saying, whether you are able to relate, connect, and understand, let it sink in your mind or not. So that's the only feel I want to know, and rest more details I'm expecting from you after in the assignment, of course, the video summary. With this note, I just wanted to thank you all. Okay, and thank you for your participation, you staying awake, and yet for your enthusiasm. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye bye, good night, take care. We'll talk to you again
Thank
soon.
you. Thank
And
you.
come
Thank
back.
you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Good.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Thank you. Good night. Bye bye. Thank